Hi everyone and welcome back to the C++ class. In today's session, we will learn a very important topic that is known as a composition. So let us understand a composition with the help of a computer example. You know very well a computer is an electronics device that can consist of multiple subparts inside it. So here you can see in this picture, computer can have a memory element, computer has a processor, computer has a storage, or computer can have other subparts inside it. Computer can have their own attribute like what is the brand name of the computers, what is the model of a computer. But if you will observe here, for example, the processor. So processor have or can be described with the further informations like the model number or model of the processor, the number of cores inside the processor. In the similar way, the storage, you can describe the storage like which type of storage you are using in the computer, whether it is a hard disk, whether it is a solid state device, or what is the size of your storage. So how will you just design this problem statement with the help of a classes? So in this, to design this problem, there is a role of a composition concept. So what composition says? Composition describer has a relationship between the classes. So we can create a multiple classes like memory is the separate class, the processor is a separate class, and the storage is a separate class. These separate classes are defining their unique properties and the functions. But the computer can be a composition of these classes. So that shows the relationship between the classes where one class object can contains object of another class. So let us understand with the help of a programming example how to design this problem. So let us see what is the problem statement. So problem statement is design and implement a C++ program to model a computer system using a composition feature. The program should create a detailed representation of a computer by combining various components such as a processor, memory, and the storage. So let us understand with the help of a programming example how to design this problem using a C++. So let us move to the Visual Studio Code and understand how to design this computer problem with the help of a composition features. Okay, so in order to save time, I have done some work. I have already created some classes like a processor. So you can see the processor can have a model number, it can have number of cores. So we have added a method that will help us to set the processor details, and this method will display the details of the processor. In the similar way, I have created a class memory that represents the memory of a computer that contains the size of your RAM. This method will set the size of your memory and this will display the memory details. In the similar way, I have created another class, the storage, that represents the storage of a computer. Here I have added a variable of capacity type, means what is the capacity of your storage in your computer. And these are the methods to set and to display the capacity of your computer. So we have created three different classes: processor, the memory, and the storage. Let us come to the main class, that is a computer that may contain or that will contain the processor, memory, and the storage object. So how will you create it? So let me create a class computer that is a combination of all these types. So here I have created a class. So I am adding a access specifier public. So computer can have their own data members, right? So I will close the definition of this class. Now I will add the data members, So I will add the brand of a computer, right? Like it is a HP, it is a Apple, or it is of which brand. I can use a model of a computer. So this one. So these are the properties of your computer itself. Now, how will I utilize the storage, the memory, and the processor inside a computer? So composition help us to understand a has a relationship, means computer has a processor, computer has memory, computer has the storage. So you will create the object of all the classes. So here you will use the processor, or you are creating processor here, right? You are creating an object of memory here. Okay, so here you will write the class name memory here. This is an object of memory class, or in the similar way you can create an object of storage, right? Or you can create storage object. Okay, so that define the composition relationship, right? So let us add a method, means method to set computer details, right? So I am adding a method void set computer details here, right? So how will you set the details? Like string P for brand, string M for model, or you can write what is the processor type. Processor P, you can write memory M, you can write here, and storage you can write S. Okay, so inside it you can set all the values. So memory you can use MEM, you can write, because we have already used M variable here. Here you will write a comma. So now you can set all the values. Brand is equal B, or in the similar way you can set other properties also, right? So we have added a method to set the computer details, and we have added a method to display the computer information. So how can you display the computer information? Again, you can use the cout object, and you can display, like in double quotes you can write computer, or you can display details like a brand name, right? You can use the model here, or here you can write the model, or you can end with the end line. Okay, and how will you display the details of a processor? So simply you will use processor dot display the processor information, or you can use the memory information, that is memory dot display memory information you can display, or in the similar way you can write the storage dot display storage dot display storage information, right? So what we have done so far, we have created a class computer that has their own attribute, or that has a processor, memory and storage. And processor, memory and storage are nothing but they have a separate classes. We have added a method to set the computer details, and this is a method that will display the computer information. Okay, so let us design the main programs. Come to the main program. So inside a main program you will create object of processor, memory and storage classes. So you will use a processor class, processor, or you can use a computer processor, right? This is an object. You can create an object of memory, you can write computer memory, right? Or in the similar way you can create an object of storage, so you can write the computer storage, right? So we have created three different objects. Now you can set the details of the processor, so you can use the details of the processor using this object, computer processor dot set processor details, right? So you can see this method is present, inside a processor class. So you will see this is a processor class here, right? You can see this is a processor class. So using this method, you can set the model and number of cores, right? In the similar way, we have a memory class. We can set the memory for the computer, or we can set the storage for the computer. So let us do this in the main method. So here set processor details. So you can write here the processor detail like Intel i7, you can write number of cores, you can write 8. In the similar way, you can set the details for the memory. So you will use memory details or computer memory, right? Dot set memory details. So here you can write the memory details like what is the size of your RAM. For example, the 16 GB RAM you are using. Or in the similar way, you can set the details of the storage. So you will use computer storage dot set storage details. So what is the storage details of your drive? I am using 512 GB, right? So this is, so what we have done, we have set the details of the processor, the memory and the storage. Let us create a computer object and pass processor, memory and storage object in order to set their values. So you will create an object like computer, right? So computer, my computer, right? So using this my computer object, you can set the computer details. So inside it, computer details, if you will go back to this class, this computer class has their own attribute also, and they have processor, memory and storage also, and this is the function we are calling. You can provide the brand, model, processor, memory and storage using this method. Let us come to this method. Now what will you do here? So you will set the details like I am using a machine of a Dell computer, Dell machine. Or what is the model? The here you can write any model like I'm using XPS 15. This is a model of Dell machine. Here you can write the processor object, computer processor. Then you can write computer memory. You can write computer storage. Okay. So we have passed all these 5 objects, and these 2 are their own data member of a computer class, and we are passing these object as a parameter inside a function. Okay, this is the way how can you set the computer details. Now after this, what will you do? You can display the computer information, or simply you will call a function my computer dot display computer information. So when you will call this function display computer information, it will display the composite information of a computer. So inside this function, let us see what is this function display computer information. So this is a display. This is a display computer information where we are displaying the brand and model of a computer, or we are displaying the details of processor, memory and the storage. So this program is completed. Let us run this program and let's see what is the output of it. Let us run this code and you will see what is the output of it. And here we go. Okay, it is showing only the storage 512. Let us see what is the problem. Let us see what is the problem. There is some problem here, right? No, it is okay. Processor, memory and storage, and we have done all the details, set processor details, set memory details, set storage details. This is computer processor, computer memory and the computer storage, and we are calling this display computer information, and this is a method display computer information. So what is the problem? Let us see. There is some problem in there, maybe in here. Okay, we have used this method as constant, so there is no problem in the constant. Let me just check what is the error here. Okay, so there is no problem in this code. We have done all things correctly. Let us save this program, let us run it, and let's see what is the output of it. So here you can see it is showing the computer is Dell, this is a model number, or it is showing the other details like processor, the memory, and the storage. So guys, I hope you understand the concept of compositions, or how can you design any problem where you will use the concept of compositions. So again, let me just show you the code once again, and you will see the final look of the code. So here we have created a class processor that contains some on properties here, right? We have a class memory. Separately, we have a independent class that is a storage. Or inside a computer class where we are using the processor, memory, and storage object, that is known as the composition. So computer class has their own data members along with the other object of our classes. So here we have added a method to set the details of a computer. This is a function which will display the computer information, or inside main we are creating the object of all the classes, and we are setting the processor, the memory, and the storage details. With the help of computer object, set we have set the computer details, and we are calling this functions, and here we go, you are getting the output of it. So guys, this is all about the composition concept. So I hope you understand and you enjoyed this session. Thanks for watching. Bye bye for now. Have a great day.